The United States is falling behind in the education
Author,
game.
please state your name and delegation.
Joel, Cartner, North Carolina. The United States is falling behind in the education game. Very few people know just how far behind we are. The Program for International Student Assessment, or PISA, is a program that puts together a test for the world's best and brightest in the areas of math, science, reading, and social studies. The highest the U.S. has scored on one of these tests in recent memory is 15th in 2000. Behind countries like Finland, China, South Korea, and Great Britain. If these scores aren't dire enough, then consider that in 2009, the U.S. scored 32nd. Compound these scores with a 25% dropout rate and one of the highest student apathy ratings in all the world. In short, something must be done to fix our education system. Many countries in Europe have come up with a solution, however. They have begun using a more occupationally based education system. What this system does is it takes careers that students are interested in and it applies them to the 4 core subjects. This system has seen good results in Europe, and it's time the U.S. joined the status quo. I propose a 3-pronged educational plan. The first step deals with our more apathetic students, allowing them to join a trade school after their 10th grade year. A student's second option combines standard academics, electives, and courses that lead to a desired major upon reaching higher education. The first step in this particular aspect would be to synthesize all online courses into the world's largest library of courses and teachers. The second step would be to identify teachers within an area in order to supplement this education with a typical classroom setting. A student's third option would be to simply stay within the present education system. In conclusion, I believe we will see a downturn in student apathy ratings with more focus in the classroom that will lead to our students having the most expertise in their fields upon graduation. This proposal will put the U.S. back on top of the educational world where we belong. Thank you.
Thank you, author. At this time, the floor is open for 2 minutes of non-debatable technical questions. The chair recognizes Overton, Mills, Sattler, Roberts, Fields, Hicks.
Thank you, Chair. Michael Overton, North Carolina. Would students be able to dual enroll between 2 programs?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Chair Rachel Lopez from Connecticut. What type of degree do students that go to trade schools currently receive now?
They receive what's known as, at least in my state, a technical degree, which gives them certification to work on a field of particular interest, such as auto mechanics.
Thank you.
Mills, family of Alabama. In your bill, you said that you're going to have a broad range of online classes. Will these be provided by the federal government?
Okay, so this is a little bit complex, but essentially what happens is within, currently, individual companies provide individual states and school systems with distance learning courses. So what we're doing now is we're taking all of that and synthesizing it into one gigantic pool.
Thank you, author.
John Field, Republic of Texas. How many trade schools are there in the United States, and are they federally funded?
I do not have the statistic as to how many there are, and
thank you, author.
From Sattler, Model United Nations. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Will there be a transitional period from the current educational system to this one?
yes.
Thank you, Chair. Mason Hicks, Georgia. How long would the system that you're proposing last in the United States?
It would last as long as proven necessary, or as long as states or the national government wants it to last.
We have time for a few more questions. Chair recognizes Byron Mager.
Thank you, Chair. Jamie Brown, North Carolina. Can you explain the difference between cyber classes and cyber schools?
So cyber schools are typically the institutions that you go to for taking online courses for college, such as the University of Phoenix. But cyber courses are more what we use for distance learning within high schools.
Thank you, author. At this time, the floor is open for 2 minutes of, the floor is open for con pro debate, beginning and ending with a con speaker. The chair would like to recognize a con speaker, and the chair recognizes Jane.
Jan, South Carolina, I reserve the right to yield the remainder of my time to fellow delegates.
So reserved.
First of all, I believe believe that high school students, when they graduate, should be well-rounded in many different subjects. And in high school, we have the choice to take whatever AP classes we choose that we have an interest in. In addition, we don't want too much specialization when high school graduate from high school. They go to college to major in specific subjects. Therefore, high school should be a place for people to become well-rounded and good citizens. And I will yield the remainder of my time to Delegate.
The delegates yield 50 seconds.
Caitlin Moses, South Carolina. I would like to point out that these online high school curriculums and online classes already exist, so I'm not really sure why we need to create more online high schools. And also, liberal arts colleges the purpose of them is to expose you to more things that maybe you haven't explored before, to discover your passion, and this would narrow people's thinking and they might end up getting into something that they really don't like. Also, with colleges and medical schools and things, they actually do not like people who specialize very much, such as science geeks or something like that, and they like different things, so I feel like this would hurt our college applications, and we have the best colleges in the world. Thank you. I yield my time to the chair.
Thank you, Delegate. At this time, the chair would like to recognize a pro speaker. The chair recognizes Robinson.
Delegation, I'd like to reserve my right to yield to Delegate from Kentucky.
So reserved.
I want to start off by saying how cool this sounds to begin with. Taking classes online and with other people in like pajamas sounds like a great plan. I think he's allowing you to be able to take these classes online along with the trade classes, along with just the regular curriculum, because he wants everyone to be able to have the certain specialized education that you deserve. I yield my time to Delegate from Kentucky.
Delegate is yielded 55 seconds.
Haley Perry, representing the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Sir Chair, it is essential to realize that your opinion as to whether or not you believe someone is an essential part of society and a good member of society is irrelevant. Education is not based on whether or not you believe someone is receiving the education they should. It's the education they need. Trade schools give people the education they need. It's delaying the inevitable. I personally graduated high school early. You see the credit system enforced by my state. If this was implemented in all different states, people like me would be able to go to college earlier to get full ride scholarships, or decide to go to trade school and start their career earlier, and not be in debt earlier on in life. It's essential to realize this is not only a pertinent proposal, but completely feasible. I yield the remainder of my time.
Thank you, Delegate. At this time, the floor, amendments are in order and will remain so for 5 minutes. The floor is also open for a con speaker. Chair recognizes Delegate Rogers, Michigan.